Well, hey everybody, happy Sunday or not, or not,
Sunday,
depending on if you're,
Sunday, Sunday.
yeah, Sunday. If your work week starts tomorrow, I'm sorry.
Yep.
My work week is still going, so I don't have a Sunday.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. So how's
Exactly.
everybody else's week been going? Mine's been a blast.
I mean, I have been working, it seems like every day, and I am just wore out. And, because my work week start on Wednesday and they end on Tuesday.
Yep.
And it's horrible. That's all I can say. It's horrible. I need to find a new job that starts Monday through Friday.
Well, that's the love of the game right there, right?
Right?
But
Right.
yeah.
Exactly. But I guess let's go through the channel lineup.
Definitely.
And we'll get started from there. Of course, on Mondays at 7 p.m., it's Danielle Diva in the Diva Dimension. At 8 o'clock p.m. on Monday, it's Texas Front Porch with Tex and the best co-host in the world, which is me. On Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central, it is Beyond VMR with Bigfoot Michigan Rob and his lovely co-host Krista. On Wednesdays at 7 p.m., it's Donnie Cho Says Stuff. At 8 p.m., we have Barton Nunley and Letitia Nunley with Inhumanoids. On Thursdays at 12 p.m., it is Brunch with Bigfoot Michigan Rob, and he doesn't have a co-host anymore on Thursdays, so he's going to be doing it himself. Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Central, of course, it's Blondes and Booze. And on Friday, if you can't get enough, it's Blondes and Booze and the Woo, also at 8 p.m. Central. We currently have no shows on Saturday, but on Sunday at 5 p.m. Central, of course, catch us right here on Truth or Tinfoil. If you have not subscribed, If you've not subscribed to Truth or Tinfoil, just hop on over to our Truth or Tinfoil channel. Please hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And of course, at 6 p.m., it is, it's supposed to be Tex and Danielle Diva, but tonight it's a little different. It's going to be Randy and Donnie Cho doing Infamous Minds.
And for that one, we're just going to have a nice free discussion on the Von Erich curse. And people that know wrestling will know what we're talking about. Hopefully, tune in and you can hear some more of it. So,
yeah, because that stuff is just, I realize that it's not murder, but we're talking suicide,
Yeah.
And if you really want to go into what is going on in people's minds when these things are happening and what's causing it, it's really tragic.
Yes.
It's really tragic.
It very much is, and we'll talk a little bit about it. I mean, with the movie that came out late last year, the Iron Claw, which was about the Von Erichs and their family. I haven't seen it yet because I'm a cheap, what. So I'm waiting for it to come to streaming. So when it comes to streaming, I'll watch it. But it'll be interesting. I'll just say it's going to be interesting because me and Donnie comes from a different era of watching it versus what I watch. So it'll be fun.
Right, and that'll be exciting too. So make sure you go right on over to that show right after this one. So no break in the action, maybe a couple minutes.
Maybe, because she likes to keep me all the way until the last possible second. So
I'll cut you off a few minutes early. Don't worry.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. But
tonight, but tonight we're going to be talking cryptids. Well, one in particular, Bigfoot. We're going to be talking some Bigfoot. Of course, we're going to go over the things we've seen before. We're going to go over some things we haven't seen before. Some of them you can tell straight off that no. I'm just going to say no. And, but, the Patterson Gimlin film.
Yeah.
That one is difficult. I can't find anything in it, but we're going to go over that one this evening, and
Yep.
we're going to tear it apart again.
We're gonna try. We're gonna
We're
try
going
anyway.
to try. Yes, we're going to try.
I'm still one of those guys that this is the holy grail to the vast majority of any Bigfoot hunter, Bigfoot enthusiast. I won't even call myself a Bigfoot hunter. I'm a Bigfoot enthusiast. I just try to watch everything Bigfoot. I try to pay attention. I've been out in the woods, but I don't go out there trying to hunt for something that weighs 800 pounds might tear me limb from limb, just that quick. Now, I'm not gonna go
Oh.
camp that day. He can go see me if he wants. I'll be at the campfire. So help yourself.
You scaredy cat.
Yeah. I didn't survive 23 years in the army being all over the world just to go get tore up by a creature out in the woods, okay? Nah, ain't happening.
Well, all you got to do is get some pictures and you'll be famous. You might be gone, but you'll be famous.
I'm going to say one thing, and I think this might hold some water because there was a movie several years back with a guy named Lance Henriksen. It was called, it was some sort of Bigfoot movie, but he was in an aircraft crash that had some sort of box that took pictures of the Bigfoot. The Bigfoot knew its pictures were taken, and it was destroying everything to get to those pictures. Almost like it knew, hey, I don't want you to tell anybody that we're out here. Minute that was gone,
Uh-huh.
it left him alone. Minute it got hold of that stuff and destroyed it, that Bigfoot disappeared and he was gone.
Huh.
That was the whole
Well,
that was the whole crux
you
of the
know how you
movie.
get that feeling like something or somebody's watching you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the time.
Well, maybe they were getting that feeling too. They're like, no, no, this is not supposed to
Yeah.
be here. This wasn't here
Yeah.
before. It's here now. Let's just take it
Yeah.
out.
Yep, that's exactly, and that's the way I felt about it when I was watching it. But anyway, neither here nor there. It's like I said, Lance Henriksen is the guy's name, and he did a couple of movies about Bigfoot, but they're all campy. The vast majority are campy, and then you never get a picture of a quote unquote monster. You get a silhouette against the darkness, and that's all you ever see. So if you find it,
Right.
so be it. I'll find the
Right.
actual name of the movie and put it out there for you one day whenever I think
Right.
about it again.
Well, I mean, you got to take, for instance, that movie. What is it? The Boggy Creek Monster, or that one that was done like in the
Legend of Boggy
70s.
Creek. Yeah,
Yeah,
Legend of
that
Boggy
one.
Creek.
That one. And we look at that now and go, that's horrible. That suit was
Oh yeah.
horrible.
Oh
It's
yeah.
all horrible, you know? And,
Yep.
I got the chance to go down there and do some investigating in that area. I mean, of course, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't find anything.
No.
But could I see that it's a perfect habitat? Yes,
Oh yeah.
absolutely. It is a absolute perfect habitat. I mean, I
Yep.
saw more alligators than anything, but it's a perfect habitat. But I
Uh-huh.
mean, but let's talk about that movie and at the time in the 70s,
Yeah.
and that costume, you could tell
Yeah.
100%
There was
that
no
that
ifs, ands, or buts.
thing was not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You knew
I
it was
mean,
a
you're just
big
looking
guy.
at it and going, that's horrible. Yeah, that's
Well, yeah.
horrible.
I mean, look at that was a low budget at that time. That was a low budget film at that time. And
Right.
it got a cult following, like much like Rocky Horror Picture Show did. But it got a cult
Yes.
following and it still has that cult following to this day, which, hey, more power to you. I love the movie because of the story behind it. And because we've actually met the guy that was in the suit, at that time, or one of the guys
Right.
that was in
Right.
the suit. So, but it's
Right.
like I love it, but I can't look at it and say, "Oh, well, they're telling a factual." No, it's a story. They're telling a movie. Okay, it might be based on some sort of fact, but it's still Legend of Boggy Creek is still a big quote unquote story and a movie. So
Yeah.
you've got the creative
It
liberties.
has some facts loosely
Hmm.
based on the true story.
Yep.
But you got to love the movie. If you love
Oh
Bigfoot,
yeah.
you got to love that movie.
Yeah, because
So
it was a
talking
standard setter, at that time.
right, right.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about suits at
Yeah.
that time, and that was supposed to be one of the best that they could come up with at the time.
That and the Planet
But
of the Apes suits.
yeah, and those were horrible. Remember, the lips didn't move.
Yeah,
They
those
barely
didn't move.
moved.
Everything was all inside there. The lips moved because of the actors' lips were moving inside, and all you saw was the outside bit moving. That was it. Like when
Exactly.
when the one named Cornelius, Roddy McDowell's first it was in the third movie, I believe it was, and he gets killed. He gets shot by the people of present day at that time, obviously, and he falls off. As he's falling off, he blows like a buck would blow, and you see the cheeks just puff, but nothing with the lips happen. You're like, okay, he tried to blow it.
Right.
It just didn't work out too good. But they said,
And
screw it,
yeah,
we're leaving it in there.
right. So if
But
you take into account all those movies in that era,
yeah,
they couldn't move right.
yep,
They couldn't they didn't their facial expressions didn't really move.
yep,
I mean, it was just bad all the way around, even with the big budget.
yeah.
So that brings me to our first thing that we're going to talk about, and that's
Yes,
the
it is.
Patterson Gimlin. Okay.
And this one is essentially a GIF, if you want to call it. People that insert these with Facebook and such. Somebody took the original one frame of Patty, the creature in the Patterson Gimlin film, took the one frame where she turns back to the camera, and then superimposed a steady frame by frame, uh, stabilized movement across it, and you can see what we're talking about right here. Now,
I
as y'all
don't
can see
I
what we're
don't care.
talking about.
I mean, looking at that thing walking through there,
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
I still think that thing's fantastic.
Oh, I'm with you. I am with you.
I mean, because if you go back to, like I said, that time frame in the movie era, they weren't even coming up with that stuff.
No,
They did
they were
not
not.
have it.
No, they were not. And that's, once again, something that we couldn't have even thought of, honestly. We really couldn't have. I'm going to see now here where I'm going to try and see if I can get this thing to zoom in even more on this so we can get a little bit of a better picture. And you can see where they're starting it out over here on the left side, and you see her, right to where she is,
Yeah,
boom, right there. And that
right.
took a lot of work for these people. Whoever did this, that took a lot of work to put these frames over it just like that. They had to get
Yeah,
just that little bit of the frame to superimpose right where it needed to be. So,
absolutely.
I mean, the locomotion of the creature, we already know what we're talking about as far as the quality of what it would have been a quality, state of the art, unheard of suit of the time. And now
Yes.
you talk about, they need, as we get into the next part of it, we're talking about the pictures that we're going to be looking at. I mean,
Well, let's just
honestly,
talk about this for a minute,
oh
because
yeah,
we're looking at this Bigfoot, and it's walking.
yes,
Now, I want you to notice how it's walking. It has this particular gait. If you look, the shoulders don't bounce, the head don't bounce. It doesn't move like a human would move.
I
It's
don't think
just
so
like
either.
really super smooth. People
Yeah,
have a tendency to bob when they walk.
yeah, he doesn't. The shoulders do not move at all. Now, don't get me wrong. This comes from a 23-year Army veteran. You're trained when you're taught to march. When you're taught to march, they don't want to see the head move. You have to learn to
Right.
march where your shoulders up, but you have to physically make yourself do that. I don't see that aspect of this. I don't see somebody quote unquote marching. Okay,
No, because they're
first
kind
look at the knee.
the top is kind of hunched over just a tad,
Yeah, at the shoulders. I mean, now, like I said, if somebody said that this is a gorilla suit of some sort, once again, who'd have thought for the hunch there on the traps and stuff, the trapeziuses? Who'd have thought to put that in there in the first place?
I don't
I
know.
mean, that it doesn't make any sense at that time because they wouldn't have done it for this low quality of a film.
No.
So let's think about it. They're out there with an old 8mm or whatever it was camera at the time, and you got somebody just probably spent at that time that would have had to been $100,000 suit is what I'm betting.
Nobody's gonna pay that just for this.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so anyway. And I
No.
don't know if they ever really made any money off of this stuff because I don't think they ever did, other than just the fame and stuff that came along with it and the speaking engagements. And I don't know how much Roger Patterson did, but Mr. Gimlin, he still does it to this day. But it's
Yes.
not like he's breaking the bank on it. You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, if anybody, I know that he's still signing prints.
Hmm.
So if anybody would like one, keep checking out his Facebook page. He
Yep.
does come out every so often and lets everybody know how many he has, and he sells them right then if you're lucky to get one.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing. I've got one.
Yes.
So they're hard to get a hold of
Oh
because
yeah.
he only
I
has
bet.
so many that he'll do.
Yeah. And he was never available for any of this stuff for many years. Remember? You
Yes.
never knew when, where he was going to show up or anything because he did not like the fame at one point. I don't think, and that's
Right.
just personal opinion. I don't know the man. I've never talked to the man. I would not dare guess what he would actually say at this, but he seemed like he wanted to stay out of the spotlight with it. But I do remember one interview after Roger Patterson had died. One interview, somebody asked him and said, "Well, it was a man." He said, "That's a man in a suit going." He said, "If that was a man in a suit out there, they took an awful big risk of me not shooting him."
Right.
So
Hmm.
I kind of believe that.
Right.
But
It's just kind of like with Ron Moorhead. I enjoy talking to him.
yes. Oh
Um,
man, he is
he
so cool.
he is a wealth of knowledge, and
Mhm.
the recordings that he caught are top notch. I have not
Yeah,
heard anyone else be getting those type of recordings with that quality.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I've not even close. I mean, I've heard
uh,
a lot of the quote unquote howls and sounds and stuff, but nothing like what he caught. I mean,
oh
we're talking
gosh,
about
no,
Sierra
not with the
Sounds now, right?
samurai voices. The
Yeah,
samurai talk, or
exactly. You can call it jumbo, mumbo jumbo, whatever you want to call it. It was some sort of a language. It sounded like to me.
yes, absolutely. Okay,
So
you said you had a still of this that we wanted to talk about.
yeah, we've got a still that I'm about to bring up here, and yeah, this one is, let me get rid of this still real quick and I'll pull up the next one I got. Because this one is, while fun and stuff, I think it was kind of augmented for color a little bit. I really do. But can I say one way for sure? No, I can't. But that's just me. And let me get it up and then
Right.
we
Well,
can
I
zoom
want
in
to
here a little bit.
address this comment. I want to address this comment. It
Okay.
says, why doesn't her hind move when she walks? When you watch women walk wearing something skimpy like a bikini, you can see their behind move. Um, you've got to take into account how muscular she is here in
Yeah.
this picture.
Yeah.
There's not an ounce of fat. It's not moving. I don't care if she jumps up and down. That stuff ain't moving.
Well, yeah.
It's
And,
not
like I
moving.
said, there's another thing, what causes the hips to swag, and I'm assuming that's what we're talking about here, the hips to go back and forth on a woman when she's walking. A lot of times it's her putting it into it, first of all.
Right,
And secondly,
right.
it's because when she does her steps, she's locking her heel and she's locking her knee in and going. That knee never locks. None of those knees,
No,
whenever she's walking right there, you never see a knee lock. They're always at a little bit of an angle.
right, right. Absolutely true.
So, and I can see
You
where the
know,
question would come in too, though. But like you
yeah,
said,
exactly. Why isn't anything jiggling like a normal
but
female?
early on in this film, it looked like when she's back over here, it looked like at very first when you got that dead look at the backside, it looked like they were kind of moving though, but they were
Right,
moving with it, not just shake back and forth, but moving with the leg. You know what I mean?
right, right. But this also brings me back to the suit. If
Yeah,
this, because people are saying this is a suit.
yeah,
Why in the world would they make it female?
yeah. That's first of all, and I'm not going to put the curse over what makes everybody know it's female. Okay, y'all can draw that
Right, right. We're not going to talk
from
about
your
that, but
own.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
why would they make it a female? It would seem
yeah,
like that would be much harder to pass off than it
yeah,
would just a straight up male.
yeah. And you're talking about at that time frame. I'm sorry, people might think I'm being a little political, but you got to admit at that time frame, they would have never thought to do a woman or a female.
Exactly. I
It would
don't
have
think
had to have
so.
been a male because it was too much of a macho field. It wasn't even really a field, if you want to call it at that time. But there was too
Right.
many macho men out there doing this stuff. So there's no way in heck that I ever think that they actually put thought into making a female suit.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So that that's what I'm thinking is number one is they would have never ever
Yeah,
thought to make a female. I think they would have made a straight up male.
yeah,
And
I think so too.
and by looking at her, Randy, why don't you tell us what you pointed out to me about her structure?
I'm gonna tell you right now, this right here, to me, that looks like muscle right along here and tendon. That looks like a straining muscle walking. That looks like a thigh muscle, and you can see the line of the muscle. That's how lean we're talking this thing really is. Can you imagine
Right.
the muscle behind that right there that would, you know, we're they think they estimated her to be a what, 350 to 400 pounds at that point? Because I think they said she was somewhere between 6.5 to 7, and I've heard as high as 8, but I
And
don't
she
think
may
so.
have been
I think
more.
it's
I
6 to
mean,
six
we,
and a half. Yeah, we don't know. But there's
I
that one
mean,
right there.
yeah,
But this is what
because
really
I
got me.
muscle weighs more than fat.
Yeah, by a long shot, and it'll sink.
Yeah,
But between that muscle right there on the thigh, but the calf, that's the one that gets me. There is no way as a special effects artist of that time to make just a regular old gorilla suit is going to think to put a calf muscle into the suit.
exactly. And so realistic. Again, we gotta think about the time frame.
Yeah, it's so you can see the ball of the calf as it's flexing.
Hmm.
It's planting right there and getting ready to flex off, pushing. So, it,
Right.
how anybody can say
Well,
that? Well, I can't say how anybody can say because you're still dealing with a grainy image. Don't get me wrong, you're dealing with grainy image,
yeah,
but that just doesn't make sense that somebody would go to that level at that time.
yeah. I mean, you've got to remember we're dealing with 8 millimeter film. We're not dealing with digital at the time
No,
either.
but it's clear enough. You could see the hair. You could see the hair
Right.
almost.
It's seamless. There's no
Yeah.
seam to be seen anywhere on that.
No.
And let me see. Pyromedic says there's a footage of a juvenile that may be out soon. Will blow all the speculation out of the water and seal the deal if it makes it out. And let me tell you, I hope it does because I am knower. I'm a knower. I am not a believer. So I would love for somebody to come out with
Yeah.
something as matter of fact as that. Absolutely, because I
I
am
would
a
love to see
knower.
it too. But here's the problem I got with these. Everybody's like, oh, I got this that's going to come out, and this is going to come out. Problem is, 99.9% of the time, none of it ever comes out. And when
I
they keep
know.
talking about it coming about, you start asking them about it, they won't oh, I can't talk about it. No, you can't tell me you can't talk about it because I don't think there's any national secrets, national defense secrets that you're going to be revealing. Okay? Don't give me that crap of, oh, I can't talk about it. No, you're looking for money and you're trying to pimp somebody else. So don't even talk to me about it
That's
until you
and
bring it out there.
that's to each his own. But
Yeah.
honestly, a a true seeker would be looking to get it out.
Yeah.
You know,
They would not care about it. But
but that's what Pyromedic says if it
yeah,
comes out.
if it comes out. And that's what makes me mad about it because people do that. And I'm going to draw a comparison to the archaeologists of the turn of the century of the 1900s. They did the same thing with dinosaur fossils. They
Yeah.
would hold on to their best so they could, no matter who discovered it, whoever got hold of it last was the one that put it out there, and they're the ones that got recognized. So
Right.
is that what these people are doing? Hey, whoever puts it out there, you're going to be in the daggum scientific journals all over the world. Just deal with it, roll with it. If it's there, put it out. Let people look at it. Don't give me the crap about, oh, well, look at this film. Look at this film. No, I want to know. I don't care if it's a film, but it's got to be a completely
You know, I
100% verifiable film.
I know, and I know what you mean, but I think that these people are holding on to it to get the bigger deal at first. But if they just, you know, get it
Yeah,
copyrighted and put it out, that if it is for real, the fame will come. They won't have to do it beforehand. That's the cool thing. Um, I'm going to go back here to, let me see. I think it was Glenn. Glenn Dannison said,
yeah,
"Wonder if Patty is still around. We don't know how
yeah,
long they live." And you're darn tootin'.
yeah. She
I
may
was
be still
alive
sitting out
then.
there. Yeah,
Yeah, I was alive then. Maybe she's still alive. You know, we don't
67.
know how old she was then.
You were there in 67.
So so there you go.
Anywho, I'm glad she didn't hear me say that. If she did, she's ignoring it. Good.
I'm trying to ignore you.
Okay. Well, that don't surprise me. All right. So I'm gonna pull that one down real quick. Okay. So we've seen that one. Now we got a couple more we're gonna throw up there and take a look at. So
Okay.
me and you both agree. We have no doubts in our minds that Patty is a real deal. Honestly,
Yes,
I just have no doubt
absolutely.
in my mind. No matter what anybody says, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't. Yeah, we do. We proved it this way. We proved it that way. It doesn't pass the smell test, guys. It just doesn't pass the smell test. So, but we do have a couple that may not. Who knows? I don't even. I don't even remember where this one came from originally. I found it by accident. I don't know who took the picture. I don't know who had it. But as you can see, our infamous red circle's there.
Of course it is.
No grandizer. I cannot make Sasquatch sounds. I tried it in Mineola a couple of years ago, and I suck at it. Okay, so anyway, that being said,
Okay.
if I take a couple of beers and crack them together, I bet Bigfoot would come running in a heartbeat. So
Yeah, and who knows what you're trying to tell them, so it could end up
as
many different
long as
ways.
he don't take my beer, he's good.
All right, so
Okay.
we're looking at what's in this red circle.
Mm-hmm. And we can't tell what it is. Obviously, it's a black blob. Now, does it actually extend down into the past the top of the
Oh
grass
gosh,
there
I
or
don't
the
know.
weeds? I can't tell. But see right here, you can see a little darkness behind it. See right in this area,
Yeah, but
and
that
you can
doesn't
see
mean a darn thing.
not really, but as pixelated as it is, but at this level of zoom, though, that lends me to think that there is something behind this green here of the grass and the weeds. And you got this is the part that really gets me kind of questioning though, where the tree branch comes across there, and that once again could be due to pixelation when you're coming in. And I don't know that it didn't have no moss hanging down or something. I don't because I don't know where it was taken. I have no earthly idea.
Well, it's right there in the middle of a forest. It could be just
Yeah,
about anything sitting there. And from that
yeah,
distance that the original picture was taken,
yeah. This is it right here
it
now.
yeah, I mean, heck, you could be
It's hard to
looking at
say.
some type of stump or
Well, yeah, but looking at this, obviously, whatever they took the picture of is pretty big, whatever it is.
yeah,
But that could, if you were in another part of, let's say, Wyoming and such, that could be a bison.
it could be a
Look
lot
at,
of things.
yeah, it could be a bear, it could be a bison. Because if there's a little bit of a ravine down underneath here, you just catching the top part of it,
Right.
and but it's just
Now,
hard to tell.
could I myself say that that's Bigfoot?
Hmm,
No.
I can't, but I don't know if I'd call it tinfoil either, though,
No, no,
because I can't prove it
it
the
could
other
be
way.
something. I'm just going to say that I can't tell you if it is or it isn't.
Yeah, that's exactly what I say.
I can tell you that it could be many things. Of course, in forest, you never know what you're going to run across.
No,
Um,
and you never will, unfortunately.
right. Um, but I can't say that that is Bigfoot. But
No,
I'm not gonna say it's tinfoil. So I think we're right on the same page with that one, Randy.
yeah, I think we're right on that one. I think we're good on that. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, let's see. Next victim. Where was I at? Here we go. All right. So we've got that one. Now I'm going to get away from the pictures for a second, and we're going to look at
Okay.
a. Or do you want to save the video for the last one? The last video, the Independence Day video that we had.
Oh no, we can let's just hit it. Let's just
Okay,
do
we're
it.
going to hit this one right now then, because this is going to be a interesting one to say the least.
Yeah, it is to me because I had to look at it several times.
Yeah, several times we've gone over it, and all right, and this may do it since I've got it full screen. It may buffer on me a little bit, so I'm going to make sure I do it right here.
Kevin says that picture looked like a hunter on a four-wheeler. Yeah,
It kind of did. I mean, it could have been. It could have
yeah,
easily.
absolutely. You just don't know.
Okay, so here we are. This is what's called the Bigfoot Independence Day footage. Now, I'm going to put this full screen up here so we can all look at it at the same time. So me and you're going to drop off. Hopefully, they can still hear us as it's going. So
I think they
let me know
can.
if everybody can hear us. I think they can too, but I don't know about dang StreamYard or YouTube or none of these things no more. All right, so we're going to start this bad boy up. I think I've got it going at 25% still. Yep, I do. We're going to get it back to normal so y'all can see this is real time. And there it goes buffering. See, I told you it's going to
And
do
there
that.
it goes to buffer.
God.
Gotta love technology.
And I don't know why it's doing it. I've got one of the fastest daggum. It's because it's I bet it's because it's full screen. I'm going to break it down here. We're going to get it out of the full screen. We'll do it this way. There we go.
Okay.
All right, did everybody see the first part? The movement. I hope everybody saw the movement to start with. Now you get to see coming out
He's
from
right in
behind
the
the rock.
middle.
Yep, out behind. What's that? What they got? What do they got? And through the woods we go. Get the heck out of Dodge, right?
Right.
What do you never see? I mean, honestly, think about it as you're looking at it. What do you never see? Any feet. You really don't see any feet.
No, you don't see any feet.
You'll see it
You
for
don't
a
see any
couple split
color
seconds.
either.
No, it's always black. See, it pops up, and then as it cuts across here, you'll see it a little bit as it goes around here, but that's where I catch the glimpse of stuff that makes me go, but you never actually see the feet, especially at this zoom. Now, I'm going to come back to the first part of it. I'm going to come back right here, and when it comes up, we're going to see if we see actual feet when it cuts across here with the what looks to be a juvenile or an infant. So you never see the feet. You see it a split second there, but you don't really see the feet ever. And don't tell me,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, it can easily
I
be done that way.
I also want to bring everybody's attention to everything around it is crisp and clean. You can see color. Even the leaves in the background when you're watching it go by, everything is crisp and clean. And even when it's out there in the light, not with direct light shining on it, but in the light, it still looks black.
Pitch black.
Yeah,
Now this
pitch
slowed down.
black. Like you
They
can't
zoomed
see
in.
nothing. You can't see any features. You can't do anything.
Now right there, okay? We were talking about this one early on too. This part right here.
Yes. Yes. And this is the only spot that I see that kind of it kind of throws me off because if you look at it, it looks like somebody wearing a hat or a hoodie and
and kind of
has
covering
a
it down.
beard.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
kind of
and
covering,
has a beard.
pulling everything down close like that right there, so you can barely even see the eye, and even the nose really isn't able to see very well. It's just kind of covered. I don't know if they've got a gator type thing on or what.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm kind of with
But I mean,
Ben T on that one though. It kind of exposes itself too much after already noticing it's being seen,
all right.
because it obviously identifies the camera right here.
Right.
So as you let it go a little bit further, it turns back away. Now what do you see?
And look at that.
I mean, I'm kind of at a loss, but as a video guy, I look at that and I see an avatar. Is what I
I
see.
don't know. What does everybody else think? That looks kind of like a hat to me. I mean, that's what it
Yeah.
really looks like to me, a hat
Yep.
or something. And Paul
Paul's the
says
same
that looks
way.
like a guy with a beard. Yeah,
Yeah. I
that's what
kind of
I'm
see that too.
thinking.
But
Because
as you look,
if
yeah,
now,
go.
why are we seeing just a little bit here where we can see everything, but when it has what's supposed to be the juvenile, the toddler or whatever,
Yeah.
we can't see anything. There, it's all black.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm gonna let this go a little bit longer. See, I'm gonna. Ooh, I better come back just a couple seconds there. It looks there, keeps going. Boom. You see how it went behind that
Yeah,
weed, and that weed is obviously much closer than what you are. But didn't it look like
yeah.
it distorted itself kind of around the weed? And see,
See
you
how
can
it
see
went
it looks.
completely black there,
Yeah,
and
it went
there's
into
no
shadow is what I'm
definition,
thinking. No, and I'm thinking that they're trying to say it went into shadow, and it
and
could
that
have.
there's no
Don't get me
way.
wrong.
Because
I don't think so either.
everything around it would be kind of dark or black.
You would think so. It would not be that level of black. I don't think.
No, no, no,
Now,
no, absolutely not.
you
When it was
see,
clearly showing like a brown
uh-huh,
when we
went
were
black.
seeing it in the light when we caught the glimpse,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's completely black.
Oh yeah. Yep. I don't know.
Moon at Moon at Noon says shadow men are a possibility. Bigfoot are not the only thing out there. You're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, but how many shadow men do you know that carry a kid?
Yeah, there's always a first. I
I
don't
guess so.
know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
the more I let it keep going, you see that the head pops up, and it looks like it's looking toward the camera again, but then now we have no definition at all.
None. And you have
And,
none for the rest of the video. And
and
see
you see it
how
turn.
crisp the line is? There's no like you would see some type of definition from the hair or
You would think
something.
so. You would think so. Yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of blur right there that could be considered maybe, but it's a stretch.
No,
It's a real
I
stretch.
just that is just too black. It's too light outside for it to be that black.
I would think so too. I would think you'd see more brown. Now, see, look, boom. Okay, wait a second. I'm going back. I just missed that part right there. As it's coming across, look what it did to that boulder right there. It went across that, but there's supposed to be two boulders there. Is that what I saw?
I don't know. Back it up.
I'm coming back. Is that two distinct boulders here, and it's going between them?
I
Is
think
that what
it's
I'm assuming?
one. I think
Well,
it's
watch it
one.
then. Watch it.
Oh, it's going right through the boulder.
But I think that's two. That's what I'm thinking is two boulders maybe. But the problem is when it's going through it. Okay,
No,
these are
it's
very.
taking it out. It's covering it up.
Yeah, I can't see it. Like I said, the perspective. I don't know if this back here is a boulder further back.
Okay, back it up a little bit again and watch
Okay,
the front boulder disappear.
but that's not a front boulder. This one.
Yeah, watch it disappear. Okay, go forward
I'm
for
thinking.
just a little
I'm
bit.
thinking this one is back behind it. Is what I'm thinking.
Well, maybe. I don't think so.
I think that's what it's decided. What it's trying to say it
See,
is back there, and this is just
but
they blend
no,
together.
I I don't think so. I think there's a blur that it distorts the boulder right where it's at.
Yeah, yeah, and that's like I said. That one caught me off guard because I didn't even see that the first time when we were looking at it until we were just sitting here looking. I was like, wait a second, that didn't look quite right
Yeah, it doesn't because if you look at it, it even
as it's
blurs
going
out
past.
some of the boulder in front
Yeah,
if there's two boulders.
and now we're at my favorite part that I was talking to you about beforehand.
Right.
What does that
I
look
see
like?
it.
You see it now?
It looks like a coat.
Does that look like the tail of a coat right there?
Yes. Take your cursor and kind of circle that if you can.
Right here.
That's really square.
That don't look like any hind end or anything like that. It looks like a coat coming down, and there it is. You know what I mean?
Okay, Moon at Noon says it's too bolder. She's watching on a 70-inch. Thank God for you, Moon, because I'm watching on a little screen.
Yeah, I like I said, I thought it was two, but because of the way they zoomed this part in, I think it might have just caused the distortion from the zooming.
Could have
So
been. Could have been. You know,
I can back
pixelation
it
is a
up.
bad.
Yeah, and I can back it up, and we can look at it, at the full speed on the first one, with the normal zoom.
That's
But
okay, but look
because
right here where it gets super black.
yeah, right down
Right,
here.
right down there.
Yeah, see it? Some don't look right there. It just seems too dark for being. These things have some you know color and some light is hitting them. There is no light
Did,
hitting this thing.
did anybody ever notice that the toddler never moved?
It did earlier on. I saw it, but it didn't move
Oh, did it?
when it started really going across and getting away like this right here. It didn't move
It
anymore.
didn't
See
move.
it kind of cuddle it right there.
Okay,
That
okay. Because everybody, I'm watching this for the first time, so.
yeah. But now see
Oh,
right
I
there, you
see.
kind of see
Yep.
almost a little bit of a hair thing going on, but I don't know for sure if that's hair or not or just blur. Honestly, I,
I don't
I
know.
can't tell you for sure.
It kind of it looks misshapen.
Yeah, and then it comes back out if I'm not mistaken over here, or did it go the other way? There was another spot when it came out,
Uh huh.
and here we go again. And this is back further than what it was, and there's that same, even bit more pronounced this time
Uh huh.
as it was slowed down. So who knows? I mean, honestly, and that look right there, still.
Yeah. I mean, it's all in your perspective. I personally,
I'm gonna tell you
uh,
what I got right now. I'm telling you right now.
I think that this looks like a hat to me, especially when it turns its head. And I think this thing is wearing a jacket because it's too square.
Mm-hmm. I
It's
I
just
just now
very
here's the other part of
square.
this. Again, we're talking about somebody took a lot of thought into this,
They did.
and and when they got, who'd have thought to go get a kid to do it? Honestly, who would have thought to go, hey, let's dress this kid up in a dark suit or dark coat or something, and we'll take him out there and we'll do the same thing. And you see they're
It's
going back
father
and forth
son
showing
bonding
it.
time.
Hey, and I don't know, they may never have expected this to actually go out and be this. They just wanted to hoax some of their buddies or something, and it caught on a life of its own. It very well could have been that. I wanted
Yeah.
to look for it, and I'll find the footage of the bow hunters that came upon.
But see, if you're looking at the head right there, it doesn't
No, that
resemble.
that that I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that doesn't
It,
resemble a Sasquatch.
it's almost like something is there. I don't know. It's something there just to give it that slope, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Moon at Noon says a plant caused that square look again.
Which square?
The one that where it looks like it's wearing a jacket.
Okay, we're gonna come back to right here. Okay, so you're saying
Keep going just a hair. Nope, back it up. We went too far.
killing me, Smalls.
Sorry. Like right.
Got that one. That right there, you can't see.
Nope. Right there. All the
It
way
double
through
clicked on it.
that.
Yeah, I don't think the plant caused that.
Well, back it up a little bit because it remains the same even though it's walking. So let's see it again. I mean, because I can't see because the line on the
Yeah,
bottom.
and you can't see there at all, really.
Right.
Go back right here. We'll catch them as they go all the way across. How's that? Oh, that was the last part of the first
Yep.
slowdown. So we're gonna come
Yep.
back here to where it comes out.
Yep. And right after the tree, right there. See?
Yeah, yeah. Still looks like a coat to me. It
I
literally
mean, we
looks
may be
like a coat.
wrong.
We could be, but
We
I'm still going with tinfoil. I'm sorry.
we may be wrong.
Oh, it's a little one's foot. Foot. She says it's the little Moon at Noon says the little one's foot. Let me look. That might be a case of.
It could be. I mean, heck, we don't know. That's why we're going through
It
these.
very well could be because I mean, if you look right here, it looks like the leg does wrap around a little bit right there.
That's
But
possible.
once again,
That's possible.
you're looking at the definition, and I'm going to back up to the actual full size right here.
Yeah.
You've got actual good definition on the vast majority of everything here. All the grass, all the rocks. It's basically pretty decent
Well, that's
definition
what
on
I was
everything, right?
saying is that you can see,
And see,
and the
this is
only
where it
thing you
comes
hear
up.
walking around is the person taking the video.
Yeah. Well, you can hear the sound of the trees and the wind and stuff. I've got to go in at
Yeah.
25 now. I can pause it now, and we'll go back to the the actual full speed and let you hear the actual.
Now,
See,
I'm
that's
not
just
going
the
to say
wind.
this. I'm going to have to say this because most accounts of, well, you've got to figure out if this guy's been around him a lot.
Exactly.
In this particular one, because normally I would think that the female would be a little bit more aggressive and on alert.
Then letting him come up on them like that.
You're right,
Well,
but
I know,
that's just saying. Yeah,
and everybody's got
that's
their own opinion. I fully support everybody's opinion on it. But that for me,
yep.
it just doesn't ring. It doesn't pass the smell test to me. It really doesn't.
Well,
But
and to me, it's a little too dark.
yeah.
It's a little too dark for everything else to have clarity,
Mm-hmm.
and that doesn't.
Yes.
That's where it gets me. But hey, I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
Um.
I want to say I'd lean more towards it's kind of a hoax.
Yeah.
That's what I'm leaning
That's.
towards.
I won't say it's a hoax per se, but I don't think it's an actual a video. Let's put it that way. So
I don't think it's a Bigfoot.
I don't either.
Yeah, I'm leaning that way. I can't really say. I mean, we've just sat there and dissected it, and I didn't see any
No, I didn't see anything that would
definition
cause
in
me
this
to.
thing. I didn't
Yeah.
see. So, I mean, if it had more to it, maybe we could decide. But right now, I'm kind of on the fence. I can't tell you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and I'm with you. Don't get me wrong, but now we
Right?
do have a couple more real quick. I mean, we're closing in on 50 minutes, but we do have a couple more I wanted to look at. Obviously, I might as well get my hat back out for this one. So,
Oh God, yeah.
but because this one, I don't know how to put this one. I don't know where people saw what they saw in it when they actually brought it to people's attention. But this is, if I remember right, this was in Canada. It may have been Alaska, but I don't think so. I think it was Canada, and I've seen it so many times that it just makes me want to go, whoa. But anybody looking at that picture right there and thinks it's a Sasquatch going across a river? I mean, honestly, does anybody think that?
Yeah. What does everybody think that is? Do you think
I
it's a
mean,
Sasquatch?
Benty said, was that Michigan, Benty? It might have been Michigan. I know it was up north. That's all I know. And yeah, Rob's got it. So yeah, I mean, so it's Michigan, but does that look like a Sasquatch going across a river? Yes, Andy's got it right there. It's a dude in waders, and it's fishermen. But people saw
Uh,
this, and I don't know why they ever thought this was. I mean, he's got the hand cocked across right here. Is he carrying his bags, what's underneath the jacket, because it's obvious a jacket. Look at the crease. The crease right there is obvious. It's obviously a jacket or something. So, but that was the one that was out for what, a couple of years back, I guess it was, that it first came out, and people were talking about it. Never bought it. So that's just me. I'm not even gonna pull down the hat for that one. That's not even worth my effort. So
Right.
But
There you
hey, wait
go,
a second.
Moon. That's
Yeah,
it, because that's what I say. I say it's the guy in Waiters because you can see the actual crease as
now wait a second.
as he's walking. You can see the
Wait a
crease of his
second.
waders.
Hold the phone now. Us fat boys can't be having people talk like that about us. But it's like that one, and here's this one is probably the one that has messed with me the most over the last several years. One of the last ones that I could actually say I can't say one way or the other, because I didn't go out and get the whole movie, but this is the Marble Mountain Bigfoot here. This is from the Marble Mountain Bigfoot video, as it's going over the crest of the mountain, is going over the ridge, and it was only caught for probably, I think if I remember right, it was only like 20 seconds, if that. And the guy caught it out of the corner of his eye. He pointed it up there, and this is obviously a blown up image. This thing we're talking, and I'm gonna put me and you back up there because I gotta show. In the real footage, you're talking about an image that is this, that's all you can see because it's so far away. That's all you
But
can
look at
see.
it. Look at it.
You zoom.
Now,
I can't.
if you could take that picture of Patty and this
Yeah,
one and set it side by side, you'll notice that they both have that top lean to them
yeah,
with this one standing there and with her walking, they have that kind of top lean.
yeah. They were a little hunched, a little bit hunched.
Yeah. I mean, I can't see the signs of it being photoshopped in there.
No, I don't see that either. And I saw the video a million times, and I don't see where this one may not be, but I saw the what little bit of movement you could see, and it didn't look human like. But
Right.
it also was in an area where there were supposedly no other humans for miles.
Right.
Supposedly. Now that don't mean that's the truth, but supposedly there's nobody up there. And why would a human be up there on that ridge line anyway? Once again,
Heck
the
no, by
why
himself. No. No.
the
Mm-mm.
whys
I
come
watched the
into the
video
thing.
too. It's I mean, it could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm not saying that it couldn't be. I'm leaning more towards that it is a Bigfoot, just
Yeah.
because the stature and just the overall stance of it, basically.
Yeah, and that's kind of like to me. I mean, the way I saw it move in the video, and just looking at it just blown up like this right here, it lends it that way to me. And I can't say no. I can't say yes, obviously either, but I can't say no because looking at the arm that's out away from the body, that tells me that it's not carrying anything really that I can see,
Right.
obviously.
Right.
So
That's an I don't
the
know too.
yeah, that's the why thing again. I don't know why. I could never tell
I
you
don't
why.
know why. That's it. That's it.
I can't tell you why.
Oh no, don't start singing. Anyway,
Yeah,
so we're at
that's
the end
close
of
the
the
show
show.
gets me.
We've got to get off of here because Randy has to go over to Infamous Mines and take care of business. But I just want to say to the fishermen,
Thank you. Okay, we'll go ahead and do it. Yeah.
this is the
Ching.
fisherman. Out of all the
Fisherman boy.
pictures, the fisherman is out. And that's all
Yeah.
I'm going to say about that.
Yeah. I'm with you
The
on that one. So
fisherman's out. Um,
that's it.
so Randy and I are reviewing other things that for topics. We don't know what it's
Yep.
going to be for next week yet, but I've been sending them stuff, so we'll figure it out. And I guess we'll
Yeah,
see
we're
you
gonna hit that
next
one
week.
next week.
Yeah. So next week we'll see you at 5 p.m. Central on Sunday, and don't forget to stop on by right after this to Infamous Minds and watch Donnie Cho and Randy talk about what was it,
The
Randy?
Von Erich curse.
There you go. Okay. Thank you, everybody. See you next time. All right, Randy.